Hello Taurus, Taurus Rising and Taurus Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting November 7th, 2016. Quick reminder for you guys, your monthly astrology horoscopes are up. If you are interested in finding out what's going on this month, you can find that on a special playlist. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can just go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, where you can schedule an appointment or order a downloadable video file. So, what is going on with the astrology for you Taurus people this week? Well, it's all about career, to be perfectly honest. It's a really strong financial week because we've got so much activity going on in one of your primary finance sectors, Aquarius. In the early part of the week, we do have the moon forming a beautiful sextile to Aquarius, from Aquarius to Venus, currently in Sagittarius, your 8th house of passive income, debts, and shared resources. And this can be a wonderful opportunity to make actually a vast amount of cash that will clear away some kind of bill, some kind of long-term payout that you've had going on if you've been trying to maybe even eliminate some kind of debt or maybe readdress an investment opportunity, or you've been maybe thinking about maybe selling an investment, some kind of arrangement where you have money that's either going out somewhere to be spent on this expense, or you have money going out to an asset or an investment. It's getting ready to mature, so you might want to look at that and see if there's a way for you to cash in on this, either save yourself some cash or collect yourself some cash as well. We also have, later on in the week, Mars moving into the 10th house of career. And this always spells overtime, and I think I say that as well in the monthly horoscopes, because with Mars in the 10th house, you're being given opportunity to do what Mars does best, and that's make money through labor, okay? It's through applied work. And for the next month and a half, a lot of Taurus people are going to be noticing that their income opportunities are increasing because their weekly hours are increasing, their salary is increasing, the extra projects that you guys are doing, they're all increasing in terms of quality and quantity. So if you have been looking for a way to kind of maybe elect to take a bigger schedule on for yourself, take a bigger bite out of the work schedule or the workload for yourself, this is the time where those opportunities will be made available. So what's going on with your cards, we may ask? Well, we do have the card of the Green Man for your spiritual advice this week, and this card always talks about increasing yield, okay, fertilization, but also taking an understanding or appreciation for action, again, and labor that goes into to what you're doing, and making sure that the time investment is just as important to you as the money investment, or maybe even the time spent there is just as important as what you're getting out of it. The Green Man tends to favor folks who are willing to work, and whether or not this is some kind of work you're putting into a relationship, whether romantic, platonic, or family, or this is into a job, it's talking about increasing the yield. What are we, how are we getting more? Where's the more reward for this? And more reward will come from, again, action and labor. And it seems to be very consistent with the astrology. So this is definitely a week where you've got to pay attention to where passivity is a no-no, and where you might want to find a way to increase the time or the energy you get out of the work that you have by making a bigger presence for yourself. Alright, drawing more attention to yourself, making sure that you are actually being seen, you are being noticed. And remember, what's worse than a bad impression is no impression, because you can always fix a bad impression. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we have the Six of Pentacles upright, which is a nice card to have because this does talk about people willing to take a chance on you. This is a yes card. It's one of the very few cut and dry yes or no cards in the tarot deck. And whenever we get this card, again, we talk about people taking chances on us. So if you've been looking to get approved for a loan, a line of credit, a mortgage, or anything like that, you've already got something pending, this is what you want. You also want this for your scholarships, your sponsorships, your visa plans, things along those lines, because again, people are willing to put up money and time, maybe even documentation, again, to take that chance on you. This is wonderful for those of you who are looking for a new job as well, but also those of you who want to ask for some special favors, or again, following that Mars and Aquarius example, and asking for some more hours, because you're definitely going to be getting it. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Moon card inverted. And the Moon card inverted can indicate here that a friend or a relative may actually be divulging some kind of big secret this week to you, and they're doing it because they expect you to be the one to understand, Taurus. You are the one that they're going to expect to get it. This may actually be an older relative, maybe even from a generation up from yours. This might not necessarily be somebody in your immediate circle either. For those of you who are friends, this might actually be talking about, an acquaintance, somebody who's trying to get closer by revealing something that, they think that you're not going to judge them for, because again, this is an opportunity for them to bond with you. The thing about the Moon card inverted, though, is that it does actually resonate with you, this secret that they're keeping. But it will actually change the way that you view yourself, not just as how you relate to this person, but how you view your conduct, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Remember, it's their secret, but it is something that does resonate with you, that that is going to really kind of maybe shake you up a little bit, but it's not going to be the end of the world. For your challenge this week with fire, when it comes to, the overarching issues that could be going on, we've got the Five of Wands inverted. And this card, honestly, is not a bad challenge card, because it's talking about, again, where are we not making the impressions that we want? If we're not getting the attention that we're looking for, are we actually going about getting that attention the right way? Are we putting ourselves out there? Are we being as competitive as we possibly can, or are we not? Because the Five of Wands inverted can talk about where there might be too much waiting to get noticed. Oh, my time will come soon. Oh, if they don't notice me, that's their problem. Well, not necessarily this week. It's actually kind of saying where it does, your responsibility is, again, to make sure that impression is strong. Other than that, everything else seems to be going quite hunky-dory. I don't see any issues with money, I don't see any issues with health, I don't see any issues with love. This Five of Wands reverse is basically saying, though, Taurus, if you're worried about, getting ignored or drifting away, make sure that you are not the one responsible for that. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Strength card upright. Beautiful card for people who've been looking for a bit more physical intimacy, because the Strength card talks about indulging our animal nature. And why not? We've still got Venus in your 8th house, and that does also rule intimacy. The Strength card upright can talk a lot about actually kind of reigniting a spark, or maybe even exploring a new avenue of passion this week, whether it's looking for a new potential romantic partner, where there's definitely some serious, physical chemistry, physical magnetism as well, or maybe even reigniting that with an existing partner and trying something brand new. The nice thing about the Strength card upright, though, is that, again, there is balance. There is that mental, emotional, physical balance here. It's about making sure that we understand that if we've been in a situation where maybe we have, been too we've been too much without, physical pleasure, or without intimacy or romance, we don't want to go into that negative extreme where we're kind of denying ourselves or starving ourselves, but also we don't want to go into the place where suddenly sex and, just the romantic, very, very small part of a relationship is becoming too important either. This is a week about evening that out, and luckily the Strength card is making sure that we do. So that is your forecast, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.